Today marks my 10th day since leaving the city behind and moving back to the countryside. Life here begins long before sunrise. While the sky is still dark and the morning air is cool with dew covering the leaves, I grab my knife and head to the area behind the house to harvest water taro. The water taro grows in a low damp area behind our house. This part of the property has been left mostly untouched for years, so it's become thick with wild grass, vines, and overgrown plants. The plants grow tall with large green leaves and thick, healthy stems. Although this plant isn't suitable for people to eat, it's an excellent source of fresh feed for pigs. My family has been using it for years because it's completely natural, nutritious, and helps reduce the cost of raising livestock. The countryside is incredibly peaceful at this hour. I can hear birds singing, insects waking up, and a gentle breeze moving through the trees. Before long, I've harvested enough water taro for the day's pig feed and carry everything back to the yard. Once I get home, I chop the water taro into shorter pieces so it cooks faster and is easier for the pigs to eat. After chopping everything up, I place the water taro into a large pot, fill it with water, and carry it over to the wood-fired stove. My family still cooks pig feed the traditional way, using a wood stove. I set the pot beside the stove, take firewood from a large sack, and neatly arrange the logs inside. To help the fire catch more easily, I light a small piece of plastic and place it beneath the wood. This is something my mom has done every morning for years. Today it's my turn to take over. Once I tried lighting the fire myself, I realized it wasn't nearly as easy as it looked. Several times the flames started, only to go out a few moments later. I had to rearrange the wood and start over again. Once the fire is finally burning well, I place the pot on the stove and let it slowly cook. The crackling sound of the firewood and the thin stream of smoke rising into the cool morning air create a peaceful feeling that's hard to describe. It's one of those simple moments that reminds me why I chose to return to the countryside. While the pot slowly cooks over the fire, I use that time to take care of the rest of the animals. Out here, there's always something that needs to be done, so sitting around and waiting is never really an option. The first stop is feeding the ducks. It's still early in the morning and they're happily swimming around the pond. Some are gently preening their feathers while others flap their wings across the water as if they're freshening up after a long night. It's such a peaceful scene to watch. As soon as I start walking toward the feed shed, every duck lifts its head and looks in my direction. The moment they hear me open the shed door, they begin quacking excitedly. They already know exactly what that sound means. Within seconds, the whole flock swims quickly to the bank and waddles over to the spot where I place their feeding tray every morning. They've gotten so used to this routine that they don't even wait to see the feed. They recognize the sound before anything else. I scoop the feed into their tray, and in an instant, they're all gathered around, happily enjoying their breakfast. Watching them eat with such excitement always puts a smile on my face and gives me the energy to keep going with the rest of the morning's work. Next, I bring a bucket of rice grains over to the chickens. We raise quite a few of them, so they go through a lot of grain every day. I scatter the rice across several different spots so every chicken has a chance to eat. Within seconds, the whole flock comes running from every direction. The sound of clucking and pecking fills the yard, making the quiet countryside suddenly feel full of life. After feeding the chickens, it's time to feed the fish. Before I throw any feed into the pond, I pick up a plastic scoop and tap it several times against the side of a basin. That sound has become a daily signal for the fish. It tells them that breakfast is ready. As soon as the tapping echoes across the pond, the calm water begins to ripple. Moments later, the fish gather in the exact spot where I feed them every day, already waiting for their meal. Our pond is home to several kinds of fish, but the common carp and walking catfish are definitely the biggest eaters. I slowly scoop the feed into the water, and immediately the fish rush toward it. The quiet pond suddenly comes alive with splashing water as hundreds of fish compete for every bite. Seeing them eat so eagerly always reassures me that they're growing well and staying healthy. Standing beside the pond, listening to the splashing water while watching the fish gather around is one of my favorite moments of the morning. It's a simple routine, but it's also one of the reasons I enjoy life in the countryside so much. After feeding the fish, I walk over to the pig pens to check on them before continuing with the rest of my chores. In the larger pen, one of the pigs is already standing by the feeding trough, looking in my direction as if it knows breakfast is almost ready. It patiently waits for the pot of feed that's still simmering over the wood fire. Right next to it is a smaller pen where one of our pigs has been feeling sick. For the past few days, I've been checking on it several times a day, hoping to see signs that it's getting better. I walk over quietly and take a closer look. It still seems tired and doesn't have much energy, which worries me. All I can do is hope it recovers soon and gets back to eating normally again. After leaving the pig pens, I grab my sickle and head toward the garden to cut fresh grass for the fish. There is plenty of green grass growing around the pond, and instead of letting it go to waste, we use it as a natural food source. It's a simple way to make use of what's already available in the garden. As I'm cutting the grass, I notice one of our baby rabbits nearby. We actually have 3 baby rabbits, and each one has a different color. But this morning, I only spot the gray and white one. It's quietly nibbling on some water spinach growing in the garden, completely relaxed, as if I wasn't even there. Every now and then, it looks up at me for a second before going right back to eating. The other 2 rabbits are probably hiding somewhere in the tall grass or under the bushes. Watching this tiny rabbit peacefully enjoying its breakfast makes me stop working for a moment just to admire it. Moments like these remind me how calm and beautiful life in the countryside can be. Once I've cut enough fresh grass, I tie it into bundles and carry it back to the pond. As soon as the grass touches the water, the fish quickly swim over and begin feeding again. Every day, I'm learning something new. Whether it's lighting a wood stove, caring for animals, or doing simple farm chores that I never experienced while living in the city, each day teaches me another valuable lesson. Life here may be slower and much simpler, but it brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that I had been missing for a long time. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed today's journey, and if you did, I'd love to have you join me again as I continue sharing my new life here in the countryside. See you in the next episode.